I've been thinking is that every time I've ever done anything that's on my channel,
yeah,
okay, so
you've been nude
if
when you do
yes, that, and then all the clothes I wear, they're added in post.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You paint yourself green, just slather yourself up. Yeah,
Just up to the neckline.
Send it off to the lab, and they'll be like, "Oh, geez, another Mark." Yeah, here we go.
This guy again. Stop doing that in the nude. Most of the videos on this channel, as I'm sure you are aware, are just me talking to the camera. Now, anytime I've ever done a vid with someone else, it's always been me as the host and with my guest. So
but
I'm assuming with this thing, then that's not going to be the case.
Well, I have the clicky pen.
Yeah.
Technically, no, because I'm going to be asking you questions about wrestling.
Yes.
So, thank you for joining me on your show. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone.
This is Mark.
Hello there. Hi.
Mark knows a lot about wrestling, and I am some guy who doesn't know anything about wrestling. Me guy. So, yeah. So,
First question
is, who are you? Why am I here?
Me, why are you here?
Why are any of us here, Mark?
I think the only answer to that one is 42, isn't it?
That is very true.
That's literally the easiest answer. So, as far as I'm aware, our thinking behind this little series is that I know a lot about wrestling, and you know very little. You know some about wrestling. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute.
I know who those guys are.
Who are they?
That is Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
And Andre the little guy. Andre the Giant.
In real life, he's very big.
In real life, he's dead. Yes, unfortunately, yeah. 1993, he passed away. Hogan's still way
alive.
to bring it down to the get-go, Connor. All right, yeah.
I know you know. You don't know nothing about wrestling, do you? There are snippets of wrestling.
Yeah.
You know. We have had, in the years that we've been friends, we've had some fucking deep-ass conversations about wrestling. And every time we've had one of these conversations, it's been one of those, why the fuck are we not recording this and just putting it online just to see if it works?
Yeah, and I think also to help welcome non-wrestling fans to your great channel. Because it's a great channel. You're obviously very enthusiastic about it. You're passionate about it.
About wrestling on my channel.
About both. About everything, really.
I just can't stop going on my own channel. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to bring up something about being naked then, but I think that was before we started rolling. I think. Yeah. But
many a long evening I've just spent watching my own videos going, this guy.
That's why...
He's very funny.
That's when you're naked. When you watch your own videos naked.
In the nip.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just, we're going to chat. We're going to talk about wrestling.
There's a very, very... I was going to say there's a loose script. There isn't a script.
No.
There's some bullet points.
I will have a glossary of professional wrestling terms that I printed off myself from Wikipedia.
So if I ever say anything inside, you know how to look it up.
Yeah. And I'll be going, oh, that's what you meant by sting money and stretching. Stretching?
Stretch him.
Usually by means of submission hold. Alright, see, I've skipped ahead. I have no idea what the hell all in
If anyone has ever seen... I see. It came in and it went again.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine was one of the ones I was thinking, but what's his name? Oh, Silent Bob, Kai. Who's the guy who plays Silent Bob?
Kevin Smith.
I'm sorry, Kevin Smith. If you've ever seen one of his Q&As, I'm expecting our videos to be very similar.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen one, Kevin Smith's Q&As are, say they're an hour long, he'll answer 3 questions in that time. Oh, yeah. Because he goes off on spiels about this and that and experiences in that time.
Thousands of people in the audience.
And who are loving it as well, yeah.
But all waiting to ask a question, and they never do.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions at home, keep them to yourself. Because I've already got them. No, write in the comments and all that bollocks.
I mean, we've got a list of ideas that we would like to talk. You can't see it. Actually, no, we can see it. We can show you right now. Click on the screen. There you are. Something for you to edit.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
There is the whiteboard of doom.
Look at that.
There are the topics that we've thought we would like to discuss. You'll notice the...
Which, to be honest, half of that doesn't make any sense to me.
Quite rightly. What the fuck is a UBW?
I don't know. Well, no, I do know because I wrote underneath what it means. Ultimate British Wrestling.
What's that?
Yeah, so we're gonna talk hopefully about everything there is to do with wrestling.
Look forward to a whole hour long discussion. Actually, no, it's not going to be an hour. It's going to be 6 hour long we've about talking about UBW.
Oh, 6 hours
with footage. Yeah, because you're doing all the editing for this one, so you can edit in UBW footage and all that. Great, I can look forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, I'll recreate some
WCW. The dark side would be an interesting conversation.
I think that's what I'm most looking forward to. Just why? Because there is a dark side, and I think everyone knows about the dark side, but nobody talks about it. So we're not allowed to.
Mm-hmm. But that's another topic for another day.
We need to talk about it because without the dark, there is no light.
Very good.
So, well, the big question then is why wrestling? I'm looking down at this as if it's telling me it doesn't.
You're expecting it to be there.
Under W for why.
Does it say why wrestling? Does it even say wrestling on there?
There's wrestler's court.
Oof.
Which is often used to describe kangaroo courts, which is a term I've always loved and I've never really fully understood. Held backstage with a congregation of wrestlers. Often used to settle backstage disputes between performers. But that doesn't help us.
No.
Why wrestling, Mark? Why do you like wrestling? Should I be making notes as you answer this?
You can do if you like.
We'll put the notes up on the archive, on the Internet Archive.
On the old Internet Archive.
Why wrestling?
Here's the thing, right? So the way I look at it is that life is a very, very stressful thing. Okay, so you've got to go to work, you've got to pay your rent. You've got to buy food, you've got to eat the right food, you exercise. You
don't have to buy food.
Well, yeah.
It helps.
It's overrated, I think, personally. But there's so much stress and bullshit in day-to-day life. Did I just say knife or
day-to-day knife?
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Oh, you might.
Also, I apologise, folks. I'm just I keep banging on the table, and we've got this massive microphone that's going to be picking up every single one. So I'm going to try and stop doing that.
We're going to get you some mittens.
I reckon that's going to be really annoying and really hard for Connor to edit out.
Probably.
There's so much bullshit in life. So people need escapism.
Hold on, I'm getting this down. Bullshit.
That's an important note.
Bullshit. Yeah.
People need escapism. So, for example, for yourself, I know, and the viewers will now know after I say this, that you are a massive comic book guy.
Love comic books.
Your comic books. Your favourite comic book character is
Superman.
The worst, in my opinion. Boo, boring.
Okay.
But that's a topic for another vid.
No. A, he's the best.
Well, and B, we don't need an A because A is so great.
Pretty much, yeah. The guy can fly.
Yeah, that's quite a talent.
If Batman's not around tall buildings, he's screwed. Yeah.
Fair
bullshit.
point. So you like comic books, okay? So when you sit on this there sofa behind us with your brand new edition of Superman, or is
fully clothed.
What's it? What is it? Just called Superman, or is
it? There's Superman. There's Action Comics. There's a few because they try and get as much money out of you as possible. But yeah, there's 4.
Why you mention that? How much is a comic?
I don't know. It's been about 6 months since I've been. It's a couple of pounds.
Okay.
But they come out weekly. So,
wow.
And you can get there's like Elseworlds and there's other types and there's Justice League and then you might pop up Batman or there'll be a storyline that will cross over and things like that. I suppose it's a bit like all the different wrestling shows that they might cross over.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Depending on the thing.
So
DC, I should say, not Marvel comics. Some Marvel comics are fine. Either way, I like comics.
You like the Marvel films, don't you?
Do you like the Marvel films? Yeah. They're better than the DC comics films, unfortunately.
Right. That must be real shit. Yeah, I was going to say it must be
it
hurts
so bad. It's so bad.
So when you sit down,
yeah,
right back round, yeah, bam. Good presenter, good host. When you sit down to read your comic book of an eve, you're not thinking about how am I going to pay my rent or what I've done or what, because you run a shop, don't you? So you're not sat worrying. When you're immersed in that comic book, it's all you're thinking about. And for me, wrestling is exactly the same. Wrestling for me is my escapism. So for example, at the moment we're recording this, 3rd of October 2018, I've been to 12 wrestling shows this year. Yeah. Now, that for me is probably going to end up being an all-time low. I started going to live wrestling in 2011. I went to 6 shows, but that was because I started off so late in the year. I've been to 40 plus shows some years. But for me, when you say why wrestling for me is the greatest form of entertainment that there is, bar none. Because it can take you on emotional roller coasters that you can take in every single emotion that you can feel. But unlike it being, whereas with a comic book, you've got the pictures in front of you, but you sort of fill in the gaps, whereas when it's on a film, you've got to you're watching it on a screen at the end of the day, or if for people like Corey, for example, like they're watching it on the television. For me, because wrestling is, I always like to have a front row. See, wrestling is there in front of me, and it's actually happening right there in front of me.
What does it smell like?
What does it smell? Do you know? That is a good question.
Smell like plastic?
Nowadays, wrestling.
Baby oil?
Nowadays, wrestling smells of two things:
men's crotches and candy floss.
It's got it in one. Bang on. Exactly.
I guessed it.
Yeah, candy floss especially. Wow. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much candy floss. No, it's two things, right? Yeah. The first one is the smell of sort of Vicks Vapor Rub. Believe it or not. Because
everyone has a cold there?
No, it's one of those ones I started noticing a few years ago. It seems like some guys will rub sort of... It's not Vicks Vapor Rub, it's deep freeze. Deep freeze or deep heat. Yeah. They rub that on themselves. I don't know why. If someone can put in the comments down below, please let me know.
It's a muscle thing, isn't it? So it works before and after exercise.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's to
loosen them up or to make... I don't know, but it's... So some wrestlers smell that, and then the other ones...
Now, I have a question. Does it smell like that further back you go?
You can smell
just the whole place smell it?
If the wrestler's covered in that, they come out and that's what you can smell.
That's what you can smell.
Yeah. It's fucking... it's really strange.
Doesn't it make the other wrestlers' eyes water?
It could.
Or do they stink of it as well?
I don't know. Interestingly, in the British scene at least, I mean, I'm sure we will talk. It's on the list. It's on the whiteboard at WWF. Baby oil is seen more on that, but you don't see the baby oil that much. Really, is the truth in the old British scene.
In the what is it really expensive, baby oil?
No, it's not in the slightest. It's just it's for. I think baby oil's for the cameras. It makes them look shiny, but
it shows off muscles more. And stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all for the entrance because, of course, the moment you do that first lock up, is there a lock up there?
Lock up.
Before we go on, there is. Bang.
Lock up. A portion of a match, usually the very start of the match, where two wrestler, singular, no plural, two wrestler joined together in a collar and elbow tie-up. So that's when they're like doing the thing, and that's a grapple, no?
Yeah. So the point is, when they do the lock up, sure, most of that baby oil comes off anyway. Because when they're wrestling like that, they're under lights and really heavy lights.
So they're sweating anyway.
The other thing they smell of nowadays, you notice this a hell of a lot, is they'll smell of coconut and things like that. So
it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. So they smell
just
nice.
Swigging back
the. There's a wrestler.
What's that coconut drink? Malibu. Yeah. He was pissed on Malibu the whole time. What was meant to be here? Pissed. Yeah, sorry. There's a wrestler
called Chris Brooks, who uses a lot of Lush products. I've got to admit that the body spray I'm wearing right now, it's called Dirty, and I'm wearing it because of Chris Brooks. It's one of those. He comes out and you go, dude, what do you smell of? And then you find out, like, yeah, that's it. And then you go and get
like
some.
A wrestler.
So I got some. I first wore it, a friend of mine, David, he took some to Fight Club and he let us have his spray. And Liz had my wife, Liz, hadn't been to the show that night. I get home and she's like, you smell of Fight Club Pro, because just the smell of this fucking stuff is everywhere.
Wow. Why is that?
It's lovely. It's really herby and it smells as herbs and spearmint. It's
so
lovely stuff.
What I'm getting so far, right?
Yes.
You really like wrestling.
Yes.
Because it smells lovely.
That's pretty much it.
Wrestling,
everything else
smells. Do you miss the Body Shop? Is that what it is?
I need to.
Because they shut down a couple in.
Yeah, it's made my life inconvenient. I mean, look at the state of my hair. All the hair products I've ever used have been Body Shop ones, and now I just don't have access to them.
Smells nice. What's the worst smelling show you've been to?
Oh,
has anyone ever shit himself?
No, that's an easy one.
Have you ever shit yourself? Have you ever shit yourself at a gig?
No.
No.
But wrestlers have shot themselves. So there's two stories. Make sure you come back to the thing because of the point.
Okay.
This is exactly what I was hoping this fucking conversation would be, where we just go not talking about shit.
No. Hey,
just veering off.
Everyone likes a good shitting yourself story.
So right, can I just put, before I go on, if I make on this thing, right, on the pilot, I said The Rock hasn't wrestled since 2010. And I go home thinking, don't think that was right. I do my research, a quick look. He actually wrestled in 2013. I'm sat going, people will call it, because they do that. People. One of the reasons I stopped doing videos in the first place, I kept shitting myself on camera
all the time.
You just go back in a moment.
That's why you only film from like chest up.
Exactly. Yeah, one of the reasons I stopped doing visits, it gets very tiresome very quickly to stop it when people correct you when you get a fact wrong. It's like, dude, really? You do a half an hour long video and you put your absolute heart and soul into it. You watch the show, you're doing your research, you make sure your notes are there, you try and make it entertaining and funny, and the only the comment can go, I think you'll find Marc. Oh, sorry, it was Merc, always with an E. Merc. I think you'll find Merc, the wrestler wrestled in 1987, not 1988.
And he was left-handed.
No. And you start going, right, cheers for that. Yeah. Put my heart and soul into this, and that's the comment.
Did you get anything else from the video? Or was it just
it's just that.
Well, fair enough. Well, yeah. If
I've got details wrong here, please, just let it go. It doesn't matter. So,
or let us know. Let Marc know. He loves that shit.
WrestleMania 13, 1997. Undertaker wrestling a guy called Sid, main event for the WWF Championship. Sid shits his pants halfway through the match, and Undertaker's finishing move is a tombstone pile driver where he puts them upside down, drops them on his head. So think about it, the guy's fucking crotch is here in the Undertaker's face. So he must have got a nice old whiff of that before he drops him on there.
How did you as a watcher know that he'd shit himself?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't learn for years. Oh, so I didn't know.
Ah, nice.
And then, but it's the infamous Sid shat himself moment.
So that's where you don't want to be on the front row. Because he flings them up, it's like a Herbal Essence advert, and it's just everyone's just
almost. You almost
around with ponchos.
So the worst smell at a show. Once again, I'm doing good at this. I'm keeping it pulling back. As I used to go to a lot of shows in Preston, a company called PCW, and
does Preston smell? So.
No, well, Preston is miles better. It smells better, as anyone will tell you. And their shows were in a nightclub called Evoke, and it just used to stink of beer.
Nightclub.
It smelled of nightclub all the time. Every time you go into it, like, damn, that is not a nice smell.
You became a fan of wrestling post smoking ban? Is that right?
No, live shows 2011. When was the smoking ban?
2007 or something.
So I've never been to the smoky clubs. No, I've never known that.
So imagine that would be quite cool though, quite atmospheric. But it stinks like smoke.
As someone who quit smoking, yes.
Yeah, and you don't want to be reminded. Preston worst smell. Beer.
Shocking for you. Yeah, I've never been to one that just smells bad.
Or wow. Can you smell the difference? Can you smell the Rockets cooking? See, it all makes sense. Can you smell the difference between wrestlers? Like if a wrestler comes on, and you'll be like, or do you sit down in your seat and go, I've just missed him, haven't I? And they'll be like, yeah, you just missed your fave. And you're like, I can smell that he's been here. Yeah.
I haven't Anything like that? No? I'm sure there are fans out there that
like be more aware of your senses. Right, wrestling smells nice.
Wrestling is escapism.
That's it, yeah. Escapism from bullshit and vapor rub.
Yeah, that's nice
that together. Wrestling smells nice, which is a bonus. Well, that's good. Is wrestling acceptable?
I think nowadays it's becoming a lot more acceptable. It was when I started. No, not especially, but when I started going, mainly male crowds, not very accepting of homosexuals or any sort of genders or anything like that. Yeah, because it's weird. That even back then, there was a character when I first started going. There was a tag team called the Blackpool Blondes, for example, right, and they wrestled at Future Shock, and. This was on the first show I ever went to. Someone in the crowd pulled out a plastic arse. This is going somewhere, don't worry.
Right.
And started a chant, which is Blackpool Bumboys. And I was watching this going, that's not funny. And everyone joined in with this chant. And I was
like it'd been like a regular thing.
Yeah, this is the thing that's been going on for a while. And I was just sat there going, okay, I know this is a bit of fun and everything, but that's not funny.
Yeah.
At all. And I don't like that. So the next time I went to the same company, it came up again. And again on the third time. So I actually went to the promoters afterwards. I was like, sent me a message on Facebook like, that's not funny, is it? That shouldn't happen. And then
it's 2011.
So when we got into the start of 2012, I actually confronted the guy who was doing it, going like, "This isn't cool."
Why was he doing it?
Just because it's what people. What he did. I think it was one of those times where it got a reaction.
So he liked the reaction.
So he liked the reaction. And so people do that. I was telling you before about a guy who
kept shitting himself.
Kept just every show he went to, he shat his pants.
All over. It's like this is what happened to the Undertaker or the guy that was
Sid Justice. Yeah. So
justice is served.
it's like if you try and get a chant going at a show and someone joins in, you're more likely to do it again and again. Yeah, I was saying to Connor before that something like this. We'll talk about it on the British wrestling show. Trust me on that one. And it's like he must have tried to get a chant going. Once he got one person join in with him, all it takes, and then you go, oh yeah, because people love my chants. So I'm guessing this guy, I can't actually remember the guy's name who was starting it, but yeah, with his Blackpool Bum Boys chant, Blackpool Bum Boys.
Doesn't make any sense.
Because they were, two guys who looked the same, who they would hug each other when they came out. And
right. It was about wrestlers.
Yeah, it was directed at two.
Do you get a lot of that? Like a lot of.
Well, there's nowadays
actual
absolutely
hate
not.
No.
There's openly gay wrestlers now, which I don't think 5 years ago you wouldn't have had.
Oh, really? So it's quite a new. Well, I think that's the same in a lot of sport, though.
Yes, exactly. That's well said. And then there's also a lot more girls go to wrestling. Everyone knows I met my wife at a wrestling show. Yeah, so there's a lot more girls, a lot more accepting. I think nowadays, especially with, once again, I keep bringing this back to the British scene. Don't worry, we will talk about the American scene, but in the British scene, because the British scene is so hot at the moment. Like as I'm saying this now. We're recording this on Wednesday. On the Sunday that I've just gone, I went to the Wembley show for Progress. 4,500 people there.
I'm guessing that's quite rare, unless it's like WWE.
WWE in that venue could. That's the thing. WWE in that venue could put out 4,500 easily. They're there in November. It'll be dead simple to pull that. But for the Progress, have spent a year building that one show.
It's not bad going then. No, it took a year.
4,500 people at 35 quid a pop. Wow.
We're in the wrong game, son.
Yes, we are.
Wrong game.
I mean, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know how much Progress were charged to rent Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
You can imagine that took quite a chunk of it.
But you do it once, and then you get enough people saying, "Yeah, it was great. We'll go. We'll definitely go again next time." And you get other people going, "Oh, I missed it. We'll go again."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wrestling at the moment in this country, especially, is super hot.
Why is that?
I can't quite put my finger on it.
Does wrestling go in trends? Does it become very popular and then it goes?
Yeah, it does.
But there are much longer term cycles, right? Like it was big in the 80s.
Golden era.
Then it was big in the 90s.
Late 90s, the Attitude Era. Is it big all the time, or does it peak depend on the wrestlers? Like with WWE, a lot of the time it just needs, in America at least, it just needs the right guy to catch fire. Yeah. So your boy there, Hulk Hogan, right place, right time.
Gets into Hollywood.
Because the thing with Hogan is it was MTV. MTV came along in the early 80s. Yeah. And then you had a woman called Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. She had some wrestlers in her music video. Really? Girls who want to have fun.
Why?
Just want to have fun. She had a guy called Captain Lou Albano in it.
Mind you, see now, wrestling in the 80s, that would have gone hand in hand with the big hero of Hollywood. So you had Arnie was, his breakout movie. He'd done Conan and stuff like that, but then Terminator came out 84. Huge movie, and then you had these bigger than life action stars.
That's exactly what my man here was.
Yeah.
People could get behind the Hulkster. So Cyndi Lauper got wrestlers in her music videos.
So weird.
Isn't that crazy? And then
maybe they were cheap.
They had shows. The WWF had shows on MTV, which in turn led to the first WrestleMania.
Oh.
So just to that, from the American point of view,
write that down.
That caught fire with British wrestling.
How do you spell Cyndi? Is it C-Y?
C-Y-D-A-I?
What?
No.
D-A-I? Cyndi.
We have
is it Sydney or Sydney?
Cyndi.
Cyndi Lauper. It doesn't matter. You're not going to say it. Cyndi.
Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
That one I do know.
Created wrestling. Put that down. Without her. But I mean, I know you're looking for a new tattoo.
Right there, Cyndi Lauper's face.
Cyndi Lauper. Just her face morphed into a wrestling belt.
Because I started in 2011, like I say. In 2012.
By that time, you were a huge Cyndi Lauper fan.
Massive, all her albums.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun, despite not being a girl.
Can you name any of her albums?
Not a single one.
No, me neither.
Actually, isn't it? No, I bet her first album is called "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Without research. Oh no, okay, fuck it.
I'm gonna have to look it up now. Sorry, folks. We're taking a quick Cyndi Lauper break. All the best wrestling
power
podcasts
of
do it.
editing. Oh, it's DI.
Great hair. I can see where Hulk Hogan got it from.
Is that what she looks like now?
I think so.
Oh, I can't say that. You have to put it on screen.
I don't know. We might get sued. True Colors. That seems like one. Let's see if there's wrestling comes up. Oh yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. The Rock and Wrestling Connection. So that's what I've just been talking about.
It won the inaugural award for Best Female Video at the 1984 MTV Music Video Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You could just read that paragraph out.
This one.
Yeah.
Lauper appeared with professional wrestler Hulk Hogan, who played her bodyguard, and would also later make many appearances as herself in a number of the World Wrestling Federation's Rock and Wrestling Connection. Oh, there is a Rock and Wrestling Connection then.
Mm-hmm.
And played Wendy Richter's manager in the inaugural WrestleMania event. Dave Wolf, Lauper's boyfriend and manager at the time, was a wrestling fan as a boy and engineered the Rock and Wrestling Connection.
Bam.
Wow.
So that was a lot. Yeah, the WWF got popped massive in the 80s for a lot of reasons, but that had a lot to do with it.
What do you think it was about it? Well, like, what is it that's so attractive about wrestling? Like, for you, like the escapism and stuff that you're talking about, that's like a nice byproduct of watching wrestling.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So what made you want to watch wrestling in the first place?
From me speaking personally, there's never been a time in my life that I can't say never, but I don't remember a time in my life where I haven't done it. So
your first show in 2011.
That was just my first live British show.
Oh, okay.
But
so you'd always been watching it on.
Yeah, I've been told, I don't have any memories of it, but I was told I would sit on my dad's knee and watch
do pile drivers off it.
Of course, on my dad. I would watch World of Sport on Channel 3 from the moment I was born.
When was that? That was the 80s?
It'd been going since the 50s, but it finished in 87 or 88, something like that. So, but yeah, I was born in 82, so I can, I've been told. I don't remember it, but from potentially from 83 onwards, I've been watching it. And then when Sky came along,
because that was on cable, wasn't it? And that's where WWF was on.
Yeah, WWF came along, and everyone at my primary school was just obsessed with the trading cards.
That was weird. Like, it's same in my school, right? This is how I know about Hulk Hogan, or know of those type of people, and the guys with the red and the spikes and all that. Like,
what did you do?
It was on cable.
Yes.
My household didn't have cable.
No,
how did I know so much about it? Like,
so
I would. Some of my friends had it, and some of my friends had the toys and the little ring and stuff, and the cards. Yeah. So whenever I went over to those, I would just read the cards. I'd read all the facts about it, read the back of it, and ask them questions about what happened. I'd never seen a wrestling match up to that point.
But you might have.
Why did I find it so attractive?
Because everyone else liked it. It was the cool thing. That's what I reckon it is. I mean, I had a stack of cards.
Also, the branding was brilliant.
Yeah. I had a stack, and I had. The people watching this will remember this. The blue plastic ring. Yeah. And I had my toys.
Where the strings would always be loose. For the ropes.
Yeah, a little elastic. But then.
Or too tight.
I've still got in a box somewhere in my loft. I've got. My old VHS collection from that time. I've got WrestleMania 6 on a VHS that says Marc's Wrestling on it. WrestleMania 6.
Did you record it off the TV?
I don't know. That's the thing. Wait, no. It's a recording off the telly, but I don't know if it's been someone that's taped it. It's not an original. I don't know if it was on Sky in 1990, but you know what I mean. So maybe it's been taped off a proper tape. I don't know, but so I've just got loads of these bloody things that were taped for me by someone. I couldn't tell you who it was, but these bloody tapes kept turning up.
What with your name on? From the wrestling gods. So it's attractive. It was shiny. So I mean, what kept that going? Because I mean, for say when you watch cartoons as a kid, you if you try and go back and watch some of the cartoons that you watched as a kid, they're terrible. Yeah, Like they were just to sell toys.
That's not necessarily terrible.
No, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I can't. Some cartoons are brilliant. Tom and Jerry, still fantastic to this day.
Slapstick.
But some you go back and you go really. I looked forward to this every week, but so with you, that's never left.
It's left once.
It's left once.
It left once in 1995.
What happened? Did they stop using coconut? So what happened? So it's a serious thing.
No, it's a combination of the fact that it was my age which, if you think about it,
So when
in
was this?
1995, I would have been 13.
Yeah.
So I was getting to the age where other things were more important.
Is this where Cyndi Lauper's lyrics?
Yeah.
Started.
Absolutely. Was I 13? How old was that? Yeah, of course, because I would have been 14 in 1996. Yeah, 13 years old. So girls came along and they just wanted to have fun.
And they couldn't fucking wrestle!
I wanted to have fun with them. And
in a nice, healthy, normal way.
And then in 1995, I'm just no-selling that one completely.
Yeah.
Selling.
No selling. No selling. No, is this underselling or no selling?
Could under both.
Spot. Snug.
Sell.
To react to something in a way that makes it appear believable and legitimate to the audience. Typically refers to the physical action of making an opponent's moves look impactful, but it can be used to refer to any aspect of the worked presentation. Compare no sell and oversell. So I'm guessing no sell is to not do that.
No sell. I'm no-selling that.
Where is this? Where is it? No sell. To show no reaction to an opponent's offensive moves. Well, you should keep that up in the court, because
Dickhead.
that's where, the prosecutor's going to really tear you
Oversell?
apart.
Well, you there? Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, it will say.
Yeah, an example occurred in the match between Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam in 2005?
Yeah.
Where Michaels frequently oversold Hogan's moves.
Correct.
Is that because Hulk Hogan was old?
It's because Hulk Hogan refused to lose. So Shawn Michaels
really?
said, "I'm right. If you're going to be doing like that, if you're going to play like that, I'm going to make you look ridiculous." Hulk Hogan wouldn't back down.
Like, is that where they just go, we'll show that it's fake?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, that's a bold
He
move
made
to
Hogan
do.
look ridiculous. And it's one of those things. It's massively unprofessional. They're both guilty of
Yeah, that
wankers.
breaks down the walls.
Mm-hmm. So, round.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
1995, WWF was fucking atrocious. It was
Really?
a terrible year to be a wrestling fan. Both WCW and WWF were not good. So Vince McMahon just kept doing the same old shit that he'd been doing for years, expecting people
Just
to
getting like a good guy to back out.
If you were a wrestling fan in the 80s, if you were a kid, if you were in your early teens, sorry, if you were under 10, for example, watching wrestling in the 80s, by the time 1995 came along, you were in your teenage years. And either people think what happened to me, like girls came along or football came along, I'd rather be watching those, or anything like that.
It just becomes a bit pantomime.
Yeah, wrestling wasn't cool by that point. So you watch wrestling, and then if you turn wrestling on, they had a lot of cartoony characters in 1995 that were just like, this is bollocks.
So it's like they didn't grow up. I suppose that'll be the tricky thing about wrestling, isn't it? Is because it's not for like just a 10-year period.
Mm-hmm.
It's to go on for as long as possible.
Yes.
So you have to entice new audience members while retaining the current ones. Soap operas work because if you watch, like, say 4 or 5 episodes of a soap opera, during that time period a new storyline will come in, and from the beginning, so you're hooked on that storyline.
Yeah.
So with wrestling, I'm assuming that's the same, but depending on the story editor, it can lose audiences as well.
Booker.
The booker, is that what it is? Well, like, so is the booker the person who...
Are we going to put these on the screen, by the way, these definitions? Because if we're doing this for new fans...
We'll see how good I am at editing. We'll see. To determine... I suppose we should, yeah. We'll sell an audio cassette tape that will tell you when to play and when not to play. So then when we say booker, you send it out, and then you go... You pause the video... And then you press play and it will go like, a booker is to determine the schedule of events of a wrestling card. And then you just like resume play and then you have to go back. But so like...
1995.
Is there an overarching storyline in wrestling?
A lot of times, yes. Absolutely, yes.
So someone is the showrunner, essentially.
Yeah.
To compare it to TV. Someone knows roughly what's going to happen. But I suppose then...
Sometimes. Not all the time.
With wrestling, you don't know... what type of talent might come out? I'm sure
you can't.
The big shows will keep an eye on the little leagues and know, but
at the same time, you can't say who's going to catch fire.
Yeah,
I mean, I can give you straight off about 2 examples, and one will be Stone Cold Steve Austin, one will be John Cena. So Stone Cold Steve Austin was a decent wrestler when he got to the WWF. He was called the Ringmaster, which is a terrible gimmick.
Did he wear like red and hat, like?
But he was called the Ringmaster because he was the master of the ring.
Yeah,
he had a mouthpiece in Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man.
And a what?
a mouthpiece, so he wasn't allowed to talk. Even though Stone Cold Steve Austin was amazing on the mic, he wasn't allowed to talk. All his talking was done by Ted DiBiase. When he eventually got rid of Ted DiBiase, he went off on his own. They gave him the King of the Ring 1996 tournament win for reasons which I'm sure you guys all know, but we'll probably go into another time. At the end of the King of the Ring, when he won, he cut a promo, which you've probably heard of. Talk about yourselves, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I've just whooped your ass. That caught fire. Austin became a superstar. Yeah. The other one is, so that wasn't planned. That wasn't right. So we know that next year, Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to be the guy. The other one was John Cena, who is one of the biggest wrestlers of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
He was on the chopping board here in 2002. He was just a bland, generic wrestler. His
costume's quite bland, isn't it?
No.
Is it not?
Opposite. Click on the screen. Look at the screen right now.
Hang on.
Look at his orange outfit. Look at his purple outfit. His green outfit.
John
Anthony Cena. Gosh, why do I know that?
I don't know.
Get a fucking hobby. Oh wait, I'm doing it now. This is the hobby.
See, look, no, but he's just wearing shorts. It's like he's about to go into Hulk mode.
Look at this. Purple. On the screen right now. Purple.
That's because he's playing like the kind of jock type character, right?
Jacked heading inbo. What the fuck does that... Anyway, so John Cena was on the cutting block. Yeah. They did a Halloween episode of SmackDown, which was the show that he was on at the time, and he appeared as Vanilla Ice and cut a rap. And the story goes that he'd been doing these raps on the tour bus.
Oh, really?
And the boss, his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, she heard him. Was like, you could do something with that. And he did. And he did. Became a star.
And then he's starred in a Scoobi Doo.
He did. And he's now
for some strange
Have you ever seen Scoobi Doo WrestleMania Mystery?
No.
Would you like to?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Have you really? What? Is it any good?
No.
So I saw one of the Scoobi Doo movies, the newer ones, at the cinema.
What? Why?
Well, because...
Did you go on a date?
Right, no. No, I was like, I'm bored, let's go to the cinema.
And there was nothing else on?
There was literally nothing else on. So it was in the middle of Scotland, so there's only one cinema.
Okay, one cinema, one screen.
But because it had like all these people from scary movies, like not scary movies, but like Scream, I Know You Did Last Summer, because it's Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., Matthew Lillard, all those guys. It was terrible.
The live action films were bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Is the John Cena WrestleMania Scooby Doo better?
Yes. Definitely.
Does Scooby wrestle?
Yes.
No.
Of course he fucking does.
Does Shaggy wrestle?
Yes.
Does Fred or any other boy
No, it's just those two.
Just those two.
And what's the blonde girl?
Scooby-Doo.
What's the blonde girl? Daphne? Not the one who wears the glasses and is a wanker. The other one. It is Daphne.
Yeah, I think Daphne.
Yeah, she falls in love with John Cena.
Of course. What does Fred think about that? I would assume they're a couple. They could be brother and sister.
I don't remember.
If you know, that's the point.
They are. That's
you need to comment on. Are Fred and Daphne a thing?
So the opposite of these guys catching fire is there's a guy currently in the WWE. He is, as at this time of recording, their champion, a guy called Roman Reigns, who Vince McMahon decreed is the chosen one, and he's been pushed down people's throats for the last 3 or 4 years, whether we liked it or not. And he gets booed out of the building every time he comes out because people are just like, no, don't like this guy. Do not like this guy at all.
Really? See, that's quite. I mean,
you don't like who you think you like. You like who I think you like.
That's not very nice. Like, if you're
not nice.
Like, this is your dream, Mum. Yeah, what's his name? What's this guy's name?
Roman Reigns.
It's Romy. Yeah. No, I've made it into wrestling. No, like the wrestling, the big. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But and then he's like, and then your mom comes and she's like really nervous because she's never been to a wrestling show before. You know, she's got like a knitting just in case. And then everyone starts screaming at your boy, yelling him to get off the stage, ring, whatever.
The thing is, you can be the best wrestler in the world, talent-wise.
Yeah.
In ring makes not a jot of difference. If the boss doesn't want you to be the guy, you're not going to be the guy.
See, that's weird. So, but when the people don't want you to be the guy, does the people have a say?
You'd think so.
Very rarely.
You'd think so. Because, like I say, with Austin, he cut that one promo, and the next night on Raw, there's signs that say Austin 316. A month later, there's
so they kind of force the people's will.
That's
force
exactly
to
it.
Exchange. See,
there's a wrestler out there called Daniel Bryan, and you know he wasn't ever meant to be a big star, but he headlined WrestleMania 30 because the people made it so.
Oh, really? Like they wanted it.
Yeah, they willed it to happen. And WWE, it's one of those times where WWE listened to the people.
Listen to the people.
Listen to the people.
So the audience is nice. What is it? They're nice people?
That can be.
Because you were saying at the beginning
depends. In America.
it used to be a bit shitty in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're much more accepting.
Yeah, absolutely. The point I was going to make earlier on is that I always believe that I got into going to the British scene at exactly the right moment. My first show,
Sounds like it.
August 2011. So I can still remember the days where I went
7 years ago.
Yeah, I know, crazy, isn't it? I went to a show that had 20...
Harry Potter spent less time at Hogwarts.
Well, he only went to there for 6 years.
Right.
So.
I'm just saying. Just saying. Sorry, continue.
No, it's fine. It's fine because I wondered when we started doing this, just how many Harry Potter references can we get in?
Let's start a chart. HP ref 1.
Is
Sorry.
Have we not? Is that the only one?
No, I
so
think
far?
that's the first time. Yeah.
I can still remember a show that I went to in early 2012 that had 24 people there.
Really?
So it was. You felt bad for the wrestlers when there's that few, and there's 100 chairs set out and there's 24 people, and the wrestlers being the cats that they are, they'll still put on an amazing match for you because it's one of those.
You don't get into wrestling unless you're.
Also you never know who's going to be watching.
That's true. Your mum could be there.
Your mum could be there. The promoter of one of the big companies could be there.
J.K. Rowling could be there.
They've heard that Draco Malfoy is wrestling tonight.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not doing it intentionally now.
But yeah, they've
Otherwise, I'll remove some points from Ravenclaw.
Proud Ravenclaw, proud. You could go out and there could be 10 people there, but one of those 10 people could be one of the big promotions that you want to wrestle for. So you still always put on the best match you can.
Exactly, and also that's why people are there. They came to see you wrestle.
Fight Club Pro, my home promotion as it is these days, is I went to their shows that were 8. Just as a big callback to what we were talking about before, they were in a nightclub, and the actual wrestling event didn't smell. Christ alive, their toilets were disgraceful.
Really?
Disgraceful. But I went to one of their shows. There was 60 people there.
Yeah.
And nowadays they pull in hundreds and hundreds and
really?
hundreds of people.
You've gotten to see. So I suppose you're
I've
more invested.
seen the rise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can also look at wrestling fans. Oh yeah, I'm such a die-hard Fight Club Pro fan. It's like no, you're really not, because you weren't there during the bad. Not the bad times.
Is there?
But we haven't been there since.
With the fans, is there ever that kind of like, nah, you're a young pup, or like?
I feel it.
Yeah.
I do. I feel.
Do you ever do it to other people?
Liz calls them not us, or not us. Because
no,
when we used to go to Fight Club Pro, when it was at the Planet and when it was at Fiction, where we moved to after that, we could go in there and there would be a maximum of about 100 people there, and we knew by face and name every single person there. So you could go and you could talk to everyone there.
Yeah.
Nowadays, Fight Club Pro is so big that you can go the entire show without seeing your mates because they are lost in the crowd somewhere.
Is that a good thing? Or a bad thing?
It's taken away some of the atmosphere and what we fell in love with Fight Club Pro. I'm not going to deny that, but at the same time, because...
But it's a good thing.
Yeah, surely. Because... I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. Because I want to say they're our mates, because that's not true.
Yeah.
But because we've known these people so long, I'm so happy for them, so proud of them that they've managed to take this from the grass level up and make something big of it. But they're still personable.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the main wrestlers in Fight Club Pro is a guy called Trent Seven. He's now signed to WWE.
Oh, really?
On one of the UK contracts.
Does that mean he's made it? Is that when you make it as a wrestler? You make it to WWE.
The dream.
How old is he?
Trent Seven, the same age as me, so 36.
What's that? 52?
Yeah, 52. Great.
Oh.
And
36. So I mean, how long can he last?
I don't know.
I suppose
it depends on what you're doing. If you're wrestling once a month, you've got plenty of time to heal up.
Like Hulk Hogan, he wrestled for ages, right? Like 3-4 decades, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's retired now.
Yes.
When did he retire?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't seen.
Well, at least 2005.
Yes, I think the last match I saw him have was in 2009, but I'm not sure about that.
Wow.
Can I just go back to a point? Just wanted to close out on that one point. But when me and Liz got engaged last year, we were at a Fight Club Pro show, and Trent came and found us in the crowd to say congratulations.
Oh,
to
really?
us.
Oh, that's so nice.
And it's one of those. After he went away, I was just like, he didn't need to do that.
How did he find out?
we're friends on Facebook.
Oh, friend. Oh, see, that's cool though. Like,
We've been for years.
But that you're friends enough to like him to notice when you post, or you to notice when he posts.
Exactly.
Rather than just like massive celebrity.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
So that to me, that meant so much.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've got plenty of stories like that. You know,
Well, keep them to yourself, yeah. Because I don't want to hear them.
Hulk Hogan has his body.
Are you friends with him on Facebook?
No, I'm not. Not friends with old Terry. Terry Bollea, real name. His body's absolutely fucked. I mean, fucked beyond belief. You wouldn't, you know, knees are fucked, hips are fucked, backs.
They're going to be. I mean, this is why most sports people retire in their 30s, don't they?
Yeah, he didn't need to keep going. He was worth millions, but then of course he got a divorce, and his wife took all his money.
That happens quite a lot in America, by all accounts. Divorces are expensive.
Oh yes.
Okay, so teeny little recap.
After talking for 50 minutes.
Jeez. Alright, we'll edit it down. It's fine.
Bullshit.
You like wrestling because you love Cyndi Lauper, you like the smell of Vapor Rub, you've seen someone shit themselves, and occasionally they'll wrestle with Scoobi Doo. But it's escapism. For you it's escapism. And I can see the appeal of that. Do you think it's welcoming enough, wrestling?
Absolutely. I've on Facebook. I've got a little group chat. It's called the Wrestle House, and there are 10 of us in there.
How similar is it to the Waffle House?
Very, just not. There's more.
Waffles.
There's more waffles in the Wrestle House.
More waffles in the Wrestle House.
Yeah, definitely.
That should be your tagline. There's more waffles in the wrestling house. Come on in, the batter's warm. Sorry,
but everyone who's in that Wrestle House chat, I met at wrestling, either at or through wrestling, and we're all very good friends. And
so it is because it doesn't seem like it should be.
No, it's Fight Club especially, and Attack, and a lot of the British promotions are very friendly people.
Because it's now I'm going to equate it to and I'll get clip around the ear for this, like rock shows. Because my brother and his girlfriend, they're big fan of, I want to call it rock music. Shows, but it's not. It's like, I don't know, metal or something.
Live rock music,
yeah.
Gigs.
Loud, angry music. And
for such nice people, it's always a
apparently that's it. So they went to download a couple of years back for the first time, and in my head it was like, so they're gonna get sacrificed at some point. It's gonna be like a deleted scene from Blade 2 in some underground nightclub, and there's gonna be like vampires and shit. And when they came back, they were like, it was the nicest weekend.
Yeah,
and it was like everyone was so. Exactly. I don't know if that was a shock response. Like the first time you went to a wrestling show, were you shocked at how nice it was? Did you expect it to be that nice?
I don't know what I was expecting.
How did you get there, like by car? But I mean, how did you choose that show to go to?
Oh gosh, I am friends with a guy called Ryan Hendricks, who is a wrestler, and he wrestled in my backyard promotion UBW as K-Bar. And when he started training with Future Shock, who were up in Stockport, he would pester me. You've got to come to one of these shows. You've got to come to one of these shows.
So
you've got to come to one of these shows.
You down.
It's always like,
why hadn't you been?
Because I couldn't drive.
So can you drive now?
Sometimes.
I was going to say, I saw you park up. That was a bit.
Depends how much I had to drink.
Yeah. How many of them have you had?
Oh, 10.
It's dangerous.
For breakfast.
They're almost 0.
So Ryan found out I passed my driving test. So you're going to come to Future Shock, aren't you? And I was like, yes, I am. And then I found out that on that particular Future Shock show, there was a wrestler called Colt Cabana wrestling, and I've been a fan of his for a long, long time. I was like, well, I've got to go to that one.
Colt
Cabana.
Colt Cabana.
Yes.
It's a good name. Colt Cabana.
Are you being sarcastic?
I don't know. I think it's a good name. Is it spelled with a K?
No. That's what they see like the gun. Colt.
Colt.
Yes.
Colt Cabana. Oh, that's a terrible name. No, it's a good name.
So I went, me and Max, my friend Max, went along to the show. Because it was one of those, we've been pestered for a good year straight. We've got to go. So we went, and sort of came away from it going, you know, that was very good, wasn't it?
At what point in the, what do you call it, show?
Yes.
At what point in the show were you like?
People do that, by the way. People call it a wrestling show. They call it a wrestling match, because like something like football is a football match, isn't it?
Yeah, you go and see a match.
Yeah, for a wrestling fan, that doesn't sound weird.
It's a wrestling night event.
It's a wrestling show.
Wrestling show.
Yeah.
How far into the show when they pull back the curtains? It's not like a theatre, is it? That'd be such an awkward way to put curtains all around the entire thing. And people go, I'm guessing there's a ring in there. How far into it were you like, I'm coming back?
Third match.
Really?
The first,
three matches?
The opening match was good.
Do they do like shitter matches, working your way up to good matches?
No. Well, not meant to.
So it's just... So
WWE used to do this thing where they would, if there was a really good match on, they'd put on normally it sounds so sexist, but it's just how it was. They would put on a women's match afterwards for some reason to cool the fans down, because of course having 2 shit hot matches back to back is just not going to happen. It's just too much excitement for the fans.
People would just die.
Yeah.
It'd be like being at a Michael Jackson concert in the late 80s.
Just screaming your head off.
Yeah.
So the opening contest was really good, and then there was a women's match which I really didn't enjoy. But then the third match on the show was a guy called Bubblegum versus a guy called Jack Gallagher, and we watched that going, this is fucking brilliant, isn't it? That match was stellar. And so
you could stop tapping the table.
I'm just making your life hard, aren't I, for the editing.
We're just going to have to cut this whole
I'm
bit
going to
out.
have a massive cushion here so I can fucking bang it as hard as I want. But yeah, so went to the intermission going, yeah, all right, okay, this has been good.
Like, you come back.
And then when the main event happened, it was Colt Cabana against the guy who was the future champion at the time, a guy called Dave Rain. I was just like, interestingly, not with Colt Cabana. It wasn't Colt Cabana, I was just like, it was Dave.
But these guys, did you know of them before?
No, not a single one.
So you'd never, because obviously they've never been on TV and stuff.
Colt Cabana was the draw, and like I say, Ryan had been saying to me how good he was. Ryan wasn't even on the show. Ryan, at this point, was working as a cameraman for Future Shock. He wasn't on the show for another 2 years.
Oh. So you had seen some videos or anything like that?
Nothing.
How did you... What? So they're filming it?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get...
Well done.
They're filming it.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you get to see that? Was it like online or...
No, at that time they had
a dodgy video?
It was DVDs.
Like
which
in the
will come out
back of
about a month after the show.
Back of a pub. Someone's like, hey, you want a wrestling video? You're like, yeah, go on. How much, mate? Like, free for a tenner. Was it like that?
No.
It's a dodgy guy around the back in Diagon Alley.
Dude.
5
and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you've answered my question, why wrestling? Kinda.
Also, bigged up British wrestling, something fierce, aren't they?
Yeah, apparently. What's better, wrestling on a ring or in jello?
The thing about wrestling in
Depends on
jello
the flavour.
is, if you get stuck in it, you can eat your way out. You can't do that in a wrestling.
That is very true.
Because made of wood.
When I was a kid, when I was about 14, this drinks company just decided to release bottles of jelly. So you could buy a bottle of jelly. It was the coolest and weirdest thing ever.
You grew up in Hong Kong, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right, was this in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
So, because Hong Kong.
A bottle of jelly.
If you're looking for a reason as to why this happened, because Hong Kong.
It was great. You just walk around drinking jelly. And then they stopped
What are you drinking there, Connor?
They stopped it because it's a bottle of jelly. I mean, it's weird. It's like so when they brought out vodka milkshakes, it was great. And then everyone just starts shitting themselves because they're drunk and they've had too much milk. You're like, I had like 7 of them, and I went to go home because I had a stomachache. They stopped it, but for like that week.
I think that is a perfect point to end this one, don't you?
I think so. Yeah. There you go. That's why wrestling.
Yeah, why wrestling? In what? How long? Just shy of an hour.
Shy of an hour. Yeah, we'll cut that down.
Have fun editing.
Yeah. So that's Mark answering why wrestling. Do you have a close for this video? Do you want to do?
Just let us know what you think of us waffling like this. If you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know, please. And
if you don't like it, let us know. But have a think about why you don't like it first, and then maybe don't let us know. And then if you think it's really important, then you should let us know. That's
a really good thing to say.
Yeah.
I'd like to close with noting that Connor drew this wonderful picture. And that camera can see me, so he did this one as well.
I think so.
Connor is a ludicrously talented artist.
Oh, thank you.
We'll put in the description below his Instagram.
Yeah,
go and have a click on there. Check
you got any other videos coming out?
I'm sure there's an episode of 10 years ago in the pipeline coming down soon.
What was 10 years ago?
Well, 10
What year was that?
So it's meant to be. I'm reviewing the show from 2006.
So okay, so we're doing a little time traveling.
Because I.
Should we be pretending that this is 2006?
No.
Right.
No, but we because I got lost on the way. It's now 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to catch up.
Catching up.
It's going to take a while. It's going to take quite a while.
We've got time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for talking with me, Mark.
It's not.
It's been a pleasure. There you go. You can have one sweaty hand because this room
It's
is so full of lights.
It's so full of lights. It's really quite warm in here. What are we going to talk about next time?
What do we got? We have.
So we've pretty much ticked off British wrestling, haven't we? We don't need...
Kinda, yeah. We can. Well, we've got good and bad sides about that.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about WWF going to WWE.
Cool.
Because when I was a kid, it was WWF.
That'd be a good one.
And all of a sudden, I'm an adult, and there's no such thing as WCW anymore.
No, there isn't. That's a very good one. That hasn't been for a long time.
Apparently. Bye.
Bye.